should work. Any reveals? Yep, a couple. Some cards. Reprint of the Dynamotor ability on electric. And then interesting energy cards, some trainer cards. Pulsar still wins even though Zard gets one more turn, right? No, the Zard player doesn't get another turn there. I push the 4 months there. Casey. All right, there we go. YouTube chat is back. Fixed. What if you didn't restart it? Gotta hit him with the restart. I can't lose the VOD. Azul, please tell me you slept. Nope, not yet. No sleep yet. This is it, the finals. I've been streaming for almost 20 hours. It'll be probably 20 hours by the time we get to the end here. And I gotta get some sleep for Milwaukee. Gotta get a little sleep. Hopefully I get that. I'm good enough to go off a little sleep and then we can watch Milwaukee. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to power through. I think I probably will, just because like my natural circadian rhythm or whatever will kick in. Like I'll go to bed and I'll wake up at 8 or 8:30, and then I'll feel fine. And then it'll probably hit me pretty hard towards the end of Milwaukee / later in the day. But I'll deal with it then. No, dude, they're cutting away. Dude, you can't do this to me. Can't do this to me, man. They can't get away with this. All right, while they're doing this, I'm actually gonna go ahead and like make the thumbnail for the stream tomorrow and everything. I have to do as little as possible tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna get everything ready, so I have to do as little as possible tomorrow morning before Milwaukee. Remember saying you'd never do a 24-hour stream? We are very close. We are close, but it's not gonna happen. I'm new here and I got a question. Is competitive TCG bigger than VGC? In terms of like actual people who show up to compete at tournaments, yes. But the people who have interest in competitive VGC, like the VGC streams get like more viewers on Twitch and YouTube. So it's like kind of hard to say, to be honest. Like we have more competitors show up to our tournaments, but the VGC side has more viewers of their competitions. So yeah, do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. But both scenes are growing a lot lately. Honestly, I guess I would say the TCG side, the TCG scene has been growing a little bit more lately. For sure than the VGC. I feel like we've had more growth lately. But by like a ridiculous amount. All right, here we go with the walkouts. The Raging Bolt Enjoyer versus the Charizard Enjoyer. Dude, it's like two completely different reactions. That's so funny. The classic Raging Bolt Enjoyer versus the classic Charizard Enjoyer. Is better Sarah GX or Raging Bolt? Raging Bolt. New format, same old ass decks. Honestly, yeah. Because VGC is more accessible and spectator friendly. Yeah, for sure. Like the people who pick up and play the VGC is definitely a higher number than the people who pick up and play the TCG for sure. And definitely spectator friendly as well. It's a little bit more spectator friendly, for sure, than the card game. Those are definitely factors. You also translate Azul? Yeah, sure, fine. I'll translate. Why is the auditorium so dark? Because they're running out of sunlight over in Japan. They're like low on sunlight, so they can't have too much. Yeah, they have to conserve it before they run out fully. So they have to conserve their light over there. It's darker over there. Deck out also win condition? Not in 25 minutes. No, I don't think so. The chance that deck out happens in a 25-minute game is like 0. Definitely would come down to prize cards before that. When does Milwaukee start? Like 3 or 4 hours. How many Zard versions did we see today? 3. Charizard, Pidgeot, Dusknoir, Charizard, Noctowl, and Charizard, Dragapult. I think that's all of them, right? Is there any other versions of... I mean, actually, yesterday we saw Charizard Zoroark as well. We saw Charizard Zoroark yesterday as well. Did Lock make day 2? Do you have the scoop? I do not, Goof, no. I'm scoopless over here. Prediction? All right, one final prediction. Oh, that's the wrong prediction to do. All right, hold on. Let me delete this one. Delete. All right, one final prediction. That's what I wanted to do. Why are they shuffling their own decks? Isn't that like counterintuitive and gives you less advantage? What do you mean? Your deck must be sufficiently random at certain states of the game. Can you explain why Bolt is so much better in Japan than in the West? I don't know. Always lucky. Okay, they got the Poffin. I was like, oh my gosh, is it about to be like Fez Pass? Finals is best of 1. Double Watchtower prized. Okay. All right. Baby Bolt prize, but they could be playing 2 Baby Bolt. That wouldn't be like a shock. Japanese counters. Yeah, it's 150-10. Yeah. Like they exchange decks and shuffle each other. And they return and shuffle it again. I would be the competitor. I would let my opponent shuffle my deck and I won't shuffle it again. Gives me advantage if I arrange my deck with my win condition. I punch my opponent if they didn't shuffle my deck properly. If you arrange your deck with your win condition, you're cheating. Your deck has to be sufficiently random in certain states of the game. And if it isn't, then you're cheating and then you get banned and DQ'd. Or DQ'd and banned. I don't actually go one way or the other, to be honest. We're getting banned, we're getting DQ'd, we're getting DQ'd, we're getting banned. It has to be rage baiting. It's too late for that. All right, here we go. Vessel going off first. We do have 35 minutes for cut. We do have 10 extra minutes for finals. They give 10 extra minutes to the finals. Congratulations, players. You both made it to the finals. Is it the opponent's responsibility to shuffle the opponent's deck? No. It's your responsibility to sufficiently randomize your deck. If your opponent wants to interact with your deck, they can choose to, but they don't have to. They can shuffle, cut, or tap your deck if they want to. It is your responsibility to sufficiently randomize your deck, though. All right, we're prize checking here. Hang on, I'm gonna go back and take a look at the prize cards. I wasn't really paying attention. What do we got? Double Watchtower, 1/1 track look. Oh, I did kind of check this, didn't I? Iono, Raging Bolt. Okay, we're chilling. The red thing on the table indicates who went second. Because they don't play plus after time. They don't play +3 turns. They play even turns. So the player who went second gets the last turn every single time. Alright, we're being thorough here. Is that an Iron Leaves? Am I trolling? Are they trolling? That's an Iron Leaves. They got the leaves. Wait, that's like a big... Well, it's not that big of a deal for this matchup. You already have a Grass Pawn. But I guess it could be interesting against Charizard at least. Okay, Ultra Ball coming in. Is this going to be a Squawkabilly angle? I don't think we've seen it. Have we seen a Squawkabilly get used this whole tournament? Nope. Just a Raging Bolt. Okay, we're chilling. Watch Out Prize is really bad. Yeah, it doesn't seem great. It would be nice to have 1 or 2 of those around for sure. Bolt to the bench, attach to the bolt, and pass. Okay, that's like not a whole ton going on. 3-card hand. We could have Squawkabilly as well. I think this means that they just have a Sada in hand, I would assume. But we also didn't get Fan Rotom down either. I don't know. This doesn't seem great, to be honest. Looks like Cleffa's being eyed up here, and we can play this hand down pretty aggressively, actually. Get like 4 Pokemon on the bench, retreat the active, and then play for a Cleffa for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 there at least. There we go. Going for that Cleffa angle. Nest Ball coming in as well. Any Terra Box matchups today? I think we saw a couple. We saw at least 1 Terra Box, I think. All right. Also some thorough prize checking coming out on the other side. No money for the winner here in Japan. Yeah, no cash prizing. Was there any straight ball on stream at all this weekend in Japan? Straight Pults? I don't think so. I think we didn't see that many Pults, but I think they all had Dusknoir. I think they all had Dusknoir, yeah. Luminous into the Cleffa. Oh, we're just going to draw for 3 here? Okay, I thought we were going to see an Ultra Ball get played there as well. I kind of like the idea of playing the Ultra Ball there, to be honest. Ultra Ball away the fire plus the boss, because you keep the Prime Catcher. You still have counter catchers to work with. Yeah, not a huge idea. Not a huge fan of that, to be honest. All right, we're into the Raging Ball. I think we're just swinging here early. And hoping for no early. Yeah, we don't have much setup here on the Raging Ball side. We're just swinging. Hoping for no early Candy Charizard knockout. But the Charizard KO is available, or could be available here. It's not guaranteed in the hand or anything. You could get there though. Trackloak in there. Ultra Ball and a Night Stretcher. That's Arvin. I think that's an Ultra Ball. If we have energy in the discard pile. But there's a lot of fire energy in hand. Actually, I don't know if we have the fire energy in the discard pile. Is that Raging Ball built just the same as the current builds? Yeah, there's nothing really any different, I don't think. If Bolt falls off, does EV Box and Charizard become good again? One of EV Box's best matchups is Dragapult, so no. Wait. I guess I assume you're asking if Pulp falls off, then EV Box falls off. Does that make Charizard good again? I assume that's what you're asking. What language cards do players have to use in Worlds? Whatever their home language is for their home region, or whatever region the tournament's in. Why would Pulp fall off? Psyduck. Are they going to show the expanded final? No clue. Someone in chat might know. Right, the Ultra Ball is... We're still working through the Ultra Ball here. We're still working through it. Unsure of what to grab. Chi-Yu is the target. I guess maybe we're just going to throw it down with an energy. We could look for a Gust KO on the Grass Pond next turn, I guess. No ban for the KO. Maybe they did have the play, right? They could have Ultra Balled for Charizard and they got Candy. They actually, honestly, I don't know if they have Fire Energy in their deck, because they have 3 basic Fire Energy in the hand. I feel like they maybe don't have the Fire Energy to work with, to be honest. That would be my guess here. All right, Chi-Yu is getting loaded. Rescue board to the active. We're gonna retreat to a Charmander here, I assume, or maybe a Badoo. Got something like that. We haven't played a supporter yet, right? We haven't played the Arvin. We just played the Ultra Ball. So we could get like Badoo here. Or if we have Badoo in hand, we could just retreat to Badoo and an item lock for the turn, which seems decent. I'm assuming left doesn't play Briar. Pretty rare these days. We did see some Briar in Raging Bolts this tournament so far. Yeah, I don't know if they do though. Oh, we might just see a TM Evo here, I guess. We get TM Evo with the Chi-Yu. Ultra Ball and TM Evo. No, we're going back in there. We are Ultra Balling it all the way. Okay, interesting. I guess we're just going to get a Charmeleon and then... Well, then what are we going to do after that, though? We could have just TM Evo'd the Charmeleons and held the Ultra Ball there. Maybe we are going into Badoo here. Maybe there is a Badoo to go into here. Badoo does seem pretty powerful here with so few basic Pokemon set up. Nope, just Charmander and pass. Keep the Chi-Yu around as a attacking option. I guess you do want to attack with the Chi-Yu on the next turn because they will be on even prize cards on this next turn. All right, Sada comes out here. Okay, we didn't even have a... Wait. We have a fighting in hand then? Does that even make any sense? We must have a fighting in hand, right? Nice Stretcher for a grass energy here. Cycle on the Ogerpon. For 1. We do have the Iron Leaves in the hand here. Ogerpon number 2. Now things are starting to get a little bit scary here for the Charizard player with how far behind they are. But we do have the Chi-Yu that we can attack with next turn to get the prize trade back down to odd, potentially. This does open up the possibility for the Raging Ball player to just kind of gust from here, though. Oh, Gust. Yeah, from here. Oh, can we get the fan orb in the active instead, maybe, to attack with? Oh, that's pretty good. Attacking with the one prizer here. I guess the Chi-Yu play is always coming through a gust effect anyways, though. So we're still going to play for the Chi-Yu play, and we're going to gust up an Ogerpon anyway. So it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. That's for 3. There's the Buddy Boffin. 1 Dreep, 1 Mander. Like a 3-3. Is like a 3-2-3 Charizard and like a, or 3-2-2 Charizard and then like a 3-3 something Dragon Ball. 3-2-2. Alright, Chi-Yu's online. Ooh, and we got the boss as well, so we don't even have to use the Prime Catcher. Okay, we're gonna get a 2 prize knockout here on the Ogerpon, and we get a rare candy off the prize cards as well. That's a pretty good pull. Over to the other side is the question is really, can we get a 2 prize knock? Well, hang on. Even if we KO Fez here, though, then we just go Chi-Yu, KO Graspon again. Ooh, this board state's actually kind of nice here for Charizard. Even if the Fez gets Gust KO'd, we only have a board full of 1 prizers. So if we respond with Chi-Yu, KO Ogerpon again, there's no 2 prizer for them to respond KO. We would lose to Briar at that point, maybe. Possibly. But the Chi-Yu lineup here is actually just really, really good. Yeah, Chi-Yu is doing insane numbers right now. It was a Chi-Yu deck all along. Yeah, Chi-Yu deck all along. We are in the, yeah, we are in the finals now. This is it. What gets KO'd here? We might still need a Super Rod to actually make things work here on the Charizard side, to be honest, on the next turn. What about you? What does it do again? If one of your Pokemon's knocked out during the last turn, you do 50 plus 90 damage to opponent's active. Yeah, we would maybe need the Briar. Yeah, well, I don't know if they play the Briar, though, to be honest. Have we seen the Briar from this player yet? I don't think we have. They might play it, but I don't think we've seen it. They can establish a decent board state, a decent bench here, though. They discarded the Mew EX, actually. Okay, interesting. I mean, setting up Fez here seems pretty good. They are targeting that. I didn't see the Briar on that go through, but I didn't see everything either, so... Gonna get a Fez draw here. I feel like trying to bench the Mew as well would have been pretty good there. I'm not gonna lie. Gave up on that though. Rhydon is about to come down. Okay. Rhydon makes its way into play. Discard Owl. Yeah, the discard Owl was interesting as well, but they gotta keep. I mean, they gotta keep some stuff around. All right, there we go with the Koraidon. What else do we got? Oh man, we're just attacking with Raging Bolt here. That's just gonna give the prize cards over to the Charizard side as long as we have energy for Charizard. That's the only thing I think we could be missing here is energy for Charizard. But it's looking pretty good for the Charizard side at this point, to be honest. With Raging Bolt being in the active, taking down this Chi-Yu, things are looking pretty good. You didn't discard the stadium? It's a different Chi-Yu. It's a different Chi-Yu. This Chi-Yu doesn't discard the stadium, I don't think. That's the other Chi-Yu. This Shiyu does more damage if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Yeah, going back to the odd prize cards is the huge difference maker here. That's 2 fire energy on the Shiyu, leaving 3 energy on the active Charizard here. But this, or excuse me, the active Regibolt here. Next turn, Briar and GG. I don't think he plays Briar. We'll see though. Candy Charizard. Is there energy? Okay, there is. Oh, wait, there was energy the whole time. Interesting. Okay. We're getting loaded up. Attach return to Charmeleon from hand, I guess. We actually don't even have an energy in the hand. All right, going with the Fez first. So we do need to find like Super Rod here then, I think, to be able to set up another Charizard. Here comes the Nest Ball. Gotta find that Super Rod. Monkey Dory getting established. Just thinning out of the deck more so than anything. We're not gonna really use it. Into the Dracloak. Contemplating what's best here between these two. Okay, looks like we found the Super Rod. That's big. We need to find the Super Rod. Does Dracloak just draw engineer? I don't see Pult. There is Pult. There is Pult, yeah. But that is the main. I feel like that's the main part of it in the deck is draw engine that sometimes becomes an attacker. That was Arven grabbed. Arven for the Super Rod if we don't already have it. They have a Watchtower as well. They are throwing that in play so we can discard what? The Shaman and a Dreepy. Probably the discards here. Who actually has to discard first? Wait, how does that work? How do you decide who discards first here? Are we get rid of Fez? No, getting rid of Fez would be a massive mistake because then you could lose to Iono plus KO Charizard. If Fez gets gusted here, you still have Charizard. Non-active player. Area owners discard first. Okay, the serum says you discard first. Okay, so if it's your stadium. I wasn't paying attention to what happened there with that. Oh, Night Stretcher? Okay. Night Stretcher for a fire. Puts it on the other Charizard. Team Evo burned. All right, we've gone through a lot this turn. Charizard's about to get up there and take the knockout. If they play Briar, I think the game is over if they play Briar. But I don't think they play Briar. That's my guess, but we'll see. If they don't play Briar, they need Iono here at the very least. Yeah, if they don't play Briar, they at least need Iono here. I mean, if you had like E-Switch, Attach, Prime, Iono, and then you could go Koraidon, KO the bench Pokemon. That would be pretty good, to be honest, the Pheasantipity. We'll see what they got, though. They do have the Iono. Even Iono KO active Charizard could be enough, but doesn't seem like that would be enough. Iono plus Leaves, maybe? We could get the Leaves here, I guess. That would kind of pull things together. That would make things a little bit easier. Yeah, Iono plus Leaves could be okay. Do we need Stadium? Bump and have Owl. Oh, that's true. They would need the Stadium Bump. Yeah, I forgot that the Watchtower's in play. All right, just Iron Leaves into Iono. They also need to draw into an energy off this. Oh, they have Pheasantipity still. Couldn't see exactly what the two cards were. There's a Vessel. We could draw with Feds first, though, if we wanted to. All right. Going for the Iron Leaves attack. What does a Watchtower do? It shuts off colorless Pokemon abilities, so like Noctowl, Pidgeotto X, Fan Rotom, stuff like that. Lightning and Grass acquired. Wait, don't they just lose off this play? It is likely that they lose off this play, yes, but they don't have a different play, I don't think. I think it's still the best play they have. Even though it is unlikely that they win. Cycle with Pawn. Alright, attach for active knockout. A single fire energy wins the game. A single energy wins the game here. Luminous or fire. That's for 3. That's a Luminous. That's it. Charizard Dragapult gets the dub over the Raging Bolt. Thank goodness, bro. Raging Bolt winning would have been insufferable, bro. That would have been so bad. Listen, Raging Bolt looks better next format than it does right now, but God, my goodness. Zard Pult with the dub. All right, chat. I got to get out of here. I got to go to bed. We did it. We stayed up all night. We watched the finals. Exactly 20 hours and 20 hours and 2 minute stream. GG's. Shout out to both players on making it to the finals. Zard Pult with the dub. I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to send you all to the void. I'll see y'all in 3 or 4 hours. Yikes, 3 or 4 hours? Yeah, I'll see y'all in 3 to 4 hours for Milwaukee Regional Championships Day 2. See you then. Have a good night. Peace.